I went through a whole series of these kind of alter ego names. It always seemed like a good idea. It seemed like a cool thing to have. So I'd gone through lots of different names, and it just popped in my head. I guess it's from Fergadelic, basically, who I'm super into. And it actually made me laugh because it's sort of slightly ridiculous, really, isn't it? And I thought I liked that quality it had, where it had a kind of mysterious sort of side to it, perhaps, and I guess it references psychedelic or funkadelic, but also there's something a bit stupid and a bit audacious about calling yourself that. Apparently, when I was a little kid, my parents tell me that I didn't draw at all, to the point where it was weird. And it wasn't that they wanted me particularly to become an artist or anything like that, but they thought it was something that needed to be addressed. We lived briefly in Australia when I was 5, and it was in fact there I went to school, and there was a teacher who had that, I think the guy's called Ed Emberley, drawing system. The book was all about firemen and fire engines, and it was American, so it was really cool. And so you draw the fireman by the body as like a triangle, you draw a little circle for the head, you draw the hat with the stroke across, so it's this whole really kind of modular system of, it was like that, how you draw Mickey Mouse, like 2 circles, it's that same sort of thing. And that really grabbed me, and I just got super, super into it, and I kind of had the book down by about 2 weeks. I could kind of draw all the fire engines and the firemen and stuff, and then that just set me loose, and I just drew everything. When I was 11, I think, my mum bought me a subscription to the UK comic called 2000 AD. And that was the first thing that I personally really, really engaged with. I guess it was almost like there was this punk sensibility that had kind of filtered down into that comic and made it almost, even though it was a comic for kids, it had this sort of slightly subversive, sort of underground sensibility. If you read the Judge Dredd stories, it's kind of full of that kind of feeling. There's quite a parallel between comic book art and the kind of music, rock and roll kind of aesthetic. They fit together really nicely, I think, or in my head they do. So it was sort of like an easy continuation to get into record covers and stuff. I remember actually getting hassled quite rightly from this kid at school, because I'd got a copy of Kerrang and copied all these heavy metal logos on my backpack, and some of which were bands I didn't even know what they were, Mama's Boys and stuff like that, just because it had a cool logo. And he was like, "You don't like Mama's Boys or Magnum," and stuff like that. I remember that being quite a lesson of like, yeah, you got to kind of stand by this stuff. Because the main thing that's always in my head is I just want to make really interesting, great projects. I'm not that bothered about doing commercial work to make money. I mean, obviously, I need to pay the rent and stuff, but my main motivation is, to do something new, to do something exciting that I otherwise wouldn't, to work with people I respect.